Hey, I'm Logan from A Mammoth Task, and I'm going to show you how to play Fur Moms Know Best by A Mammoth Task. This is a very busy song. There's a lot of fun dissonant chords and chromatic lines, and if you're kind of like a noodly guitar player, you'd probably have a lot of fun playing this because this is a noodly-ass song. So, without further ado, let's learn it. Alright, let's get to the intro. Very important that you get this right. I'll show you how it's done, and then we'll kind of break it down from there. So, and that's it. A lot of this song is just taking that little lick and kind of throwing it around into different places, kind of making variations on it. So, slow, it starts off with the 6/8 feel, so, ba-da-da-ba-da. I'm playing it over here. You can move it around if you really wanted to, but I like how it sounds there, so that's how I'm playing it. And one more time, slow. Awesome. Let's move on to the verse. All right, let's dig into this verse. So you're going to start with some power chords and tritones. Goes like this. So you're just doing B power chord and tritones right above it. Do that twice, then you get a fun little lick. So that goes like... Nothing too crazy difficult, really. There's some hammer-ons there that I do. You're starting on the A sharp. Another hammer on there. And then a very sloppy sweep. So that sweep is the 15th fret. I'm doing with my pinky. You're going to hit those strings, skip the D and the A, go to the octave on the E string, and go back up. So all together. All together. So then, we get this fun little augmented chord. Very easy to finger. It's just with this on top of it. And you have a lick on top of it too. So that goes like... Then we get a variation on that intro riff. So remember that? We're starting off the same way. We're going to play it up here because we're already up here. And this is more of the Primus version of it. So... and just end it on some random harmonic. I'll usually end it with the pitch shifter, or even an open E or D, something like that. So all together, that goes like this. Kind of sloppy, that's it. So then, we're going to repeat most of that, but change it up a little bit at the end. So all of this is going to stay the same. Then here, we're going to go to the top of the neck. We're going to do this chromatic walk up that goes like this. After that, there's a little interplay between the guitar and the bass. So what you're going to do is doosh, doosh, doosh. But if I'm mimicking both parts, so I'm going to hit this G, which the bass plays. But all you really have to do is, and all that chord is an open B string with a B flat next to it. And if you're feeling crazy, throw in this open E too. Make it sound bad. That's kind of the point. So we have this. chromatic walk up that I'm doing with just bar chords. So that's just G sharp, A sharp, which brings us to B, this little lick that starts on B. And that is a rhythmic motif that comes up in this song a lot. So this douche, 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 douche. That happens a ton in this song. I think this is the first instance of it, but I might have missed one. But again, that's going to happen. The same kind of formula that you're doing with your fingers, that's going to happen a lot just with different notes. But again, that's just... Then we're back to the intro riff. So, all together. And that's it for the verse. So then, when we get to the chorus, we're doing a lot of the same kind of motifs that we've been doing, just changing things up here and there. So where you're going to start is back up at this B. You're going to do a little walk-up line while you're holding the fifth. So that goes like, if I'm just doing this string, but you want to hold this too. Then we have a little piece of that riff from earlier. Just a little change at the end. So then we have another variation of the douche, 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 douche. With the Metallica kind of tail at the end. So then that repeats, and then once we get back to the Metallica part, we're going to extend it. So how that works is... Then we have another variation of the douche, 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 douche. We're going to start on the C sharp. It's the same, it starts off with the same kind of fingering pattern, so you're like outlining this this diminished, and then going up. That is just, I don't know what chord you want to call it, but it's a D sharp, G, and a C. Then another douche, 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 just up here starting on the F sharp. And it ends with that fun little chord right there. So, what do we have? It's a C sharp, A sharp, and then a D, which is kind of ambiguous, but the bass player is playing this F sharp, which makes it very clear that it's a fifth, a dominant fifth, that wants to go to the B again. So, and that's it for the chorus. Now we're back to the verse again. Once we come back to the verse, we're just changing up the end, and that kind of leads us into our fun little guitar solo that we have. So all this is going to repeat from before. Then once we get to the Primus part, we're going to kind of extend it, so that goes like this. Again, you're kind of ending with a whatever, like, nothing too crazy, just extending it. And right after that, we have our little solo. So, a lot of this solo is just taking from that first lick again. It goes like, you're going to kind of start where we've been starting. It goes like this. Nothing too crazy difficult, really. If you're not very comfortable with skipping strings, that might be a challenge, but it's a pretty easy solo. It's not very good. You should, with some practice, you should be able to nail this. So one more time, slow. Let me actually play it. Try not to play it like ass, like I just did. Let me see if I can get that a little better. So after our solo, we go back to one of the earlier variations of the dush, 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 dush. That just goes like... all the same from before, but that brings us into the kind of like circus part, which this is really just it kind of completes that intro. It adds a little bit more, gives it a little bit more of a story. So that goes like this. So a couple little tricks in there. Nothing is really too difficult here. Let's break down the first little bite. So that's all the same from before. Then there's a little chromatic walk up. Start that over. And we're going to do some pull-offs and hammer-ons here. And then we're going to pick that same walk up just a little bit. We're going to double the picking. Then, same as before. But then we're going to steal the Steve Howe octave move. And I'm doing that picking or plucking with my middle finger. And then picking with my pick. I totally ripped that off from close to the edge. Fun little move to throw into songs. Then one more to close it out. And we're going to cut it off a little early. Throw that ugly chord in there. We're almost in the clear. We're almost done with this thing. Just a couple more little variations to learn, but really this is more of the same, like all stuff you've kind of learned up to this point. So we're going to come to a variation on the verses, just same chords, kind of just different rhythm. Goes like this. Then we're doing that same walk up from earlier. A little different because we're going straight into that note. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da, like that. Then repeat. And then this is exactly the same from before. So all together. And now we're at the last chorus. This is the grand finale. So we're going to extend it a little bit. Of course, we're not just going to repeat it. That's dumb. Who wants to just hear the chorus again? What we're going to do is take the last little bite at the very end and make variations on that. So that's going to go like this. And yeah, that's the song. One thing I like about the ending is this song is a lot of like chromatic going down like that, but it ends with this like questionable, ambiguous going up, and then we have big ugly chord again, and I think the bass is just doing all open strings there. But yeah, let's break that down a little bit more. So this part's going to be the same from before. Back to that, the little ending of that. So that is kind of a variation on something that was in the verses. And then to close it out. Like that. And yeah, that's the song. Oh yeah, that's the song. Again, nothing terribly difficult, really. Some tricky variations to remember, but if you can play 2 of these parts, you can play the rest of it. If you're anywhere in the kind of intermediate guitar skill level, you should be able to pull this off. And if you can't, if something trips you up, just slow it down, practice it, and tomorrow you'll be a better guitar player than you are right now. So I hope you have fun learning it. Let me know if you want any more of these, and maybe I'll do them. And yeah, later, bitches.